Hi, I'm Linda May, and I'm a reader for Crystal Magic Psychic Center here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And I'm here today to talk to you about this new moon period that we are beginning late in the evening on Friday, August 22nd at 11:07 p.m. Arizona time, which is now Pacific Daylight Time, which means on the East Coast it's actually not until early morning, Saturday morning at like 2:07 a.m. So just keep that in mind and adjust your timing accordingly for when it's exact. This also represents the end of one lunar cycle and the beginning of another, and astrologically this means that both the sun and the moon are in the same sign, and on August 22nd, late at night, they are both in the sign of Virgo. The new moon is usually a time of new beginnings, and Virgo emphasizes a level of groundedness, order, clarity, as well as healthiness, and it's a great time to do some decluttering. This new moon in Virgo signifies a time of self-improvement and practical action. It encourages introspection and aligning with your higher purpose. And this new moon emphasizes efficiency, well-being, meaningful rituals, and an urge to devote your energy to what truly matters. It's a period for releasing perfectionism and embracing improvements in your life through devotion. You may find yourself focusing on improving your routines and focusing on productivity in your life. It's a time to cultivate a more fulfilling life, integrating your own self-improvement, some practical action and inner work as you let go of that which doesn't serve you anymore and make way for the new. And sometimes it's not just about your own letting go of the inner stuff within you, it's also letting go of things in your life, and that's the more practical, organized part of the Virgo energy. So one of the most significant aspects of this new moon is that both the sun and moon are square Uranus and Gemini at the same time as the new moon, which may cause quick changes in plans and remove some of the shackles of perfectionism, which sometimes you find with Virgo energy. There's also an interesting yod. It's the way the signs are, one's here and it goes up, and there's two equally on either side. And it's Saturn and Neptune are on one side and Pluto is on the other. So it's a very interesting because Saturn and Neptune are together, and Pluto's over here, and then it goes down to where the new moon is. So it's really an interesting aspect. This energy brings in sensitive lessons, sensitivity, and a bit of intensity. So this new moon might be a little intense for some, in certain ways. Remember to focus on the groundedness of this Virgo energy as you go through anything that might emerge during this time. Now, other aspects that we're going to be talking about, a bit after the new moon on August 25th, Venus enters Leo, and that forms several aspects to the outer planets. There's a trine to Saturn on the 26th, the sextile to Uranus, and on the 27th, a trine to Neptune, and an opposition to Pluto. So these aspects, interestingly, no matter what they all stand for, they integrate a harmonious aspect of the outer planets that may affect our whole worldview, because the outer planets tend to be more, for the whole world, not just for one person. And it actually brings more creativity and artistic endeavors into the mix. So it's going to be an interesting time for the next couple weeks. Be prepared. And we will be talking more about what's coming up in September. That's the next full moon, and I'll tell you a little more about that. We are now in the season of what's known as lunar, which began as of August 1st. And lunar is more about the first harvest. It's a time of celebrating the result of our hard work over the months since spring. And it's also an awareness that summer won't last forever, and preparations are needed for the autumn harvests. And often that means giving up something to move to a higher, more creative level, as what usually happens every autumn. Now, interestingly, lunar is like right between summer and autumn. So it's the midpoint between summer and autumn. So we're left, all the warm days of the summer are now, the crops and everything are all like starting to bear fruit and all that kind of thing. And we're moving into the autumn season. So it is really an awareness of all of this, as I talked about, as we celebrate all the hard works, but also an awareness that it isn't going to last forever. And As I said earlier on Facebook, the Burr months are coming, September, October, November, yes, the fall months. So that's coming, and we'll probably be talking about that more too. Now, the traditional Celtic tree calendar, which is based on the moon cycles with the new year beginning at Samhain on October 31st, has the tree for this period of the August-September moon cycle as ivy. And I say August-September because this is the end of August, so it's really more the September moon cycle, but because the first new moon is marking the cycle, the beginning of the cycle, it's at the end of August, so I combine them. But basically the card is ivy, okay, and this is it right here, ivy. And that's from this Celtic Tree Oracle deck. Okay, and ivy is very interesting because it's associated with growth and a search for self. So that's a little bit to do with the inner working that I was talking about earlier. And it's also walking the labyrinth of your own inner soul as you spiral to higher levels of your soul, which is really amazing when you think about it, and that this is our time to do it. Ivy does promise growth, resurrection, and renewal. So all of this is coming at this season, okay, and at this time of year. So as August moves into September. And now I'm going to be drawing a card from the Druid Animal Oracle. This one here is, you know, the one I use for my readings when I can do phone readings, Zoom readings, and in-person readings here at Crystal Magic Psychic Center. You can make an appointment online. I usually say this at the end, but crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com, and we can do any one of those options. So you can just schedule yourself for an appointment whenever you want to. And let's see what card we come. I love these cards. They're very deep, they're very soulful, and I love the animals that come up. So let's see what comes. We get the raven. Now this is interesting because the raven actually stands for an initiation process. So one of the things this is saying, and that's part of that doing that inner spiral work I was talking about with the ivy, okay? It's sort of going and doing some of our inner work because of some of those aspects I talked about. It's do that inner work, it's do that, and as you learn the wisdom by going within and seeking within, it actually brings you to a whole new state of consciousness. It's an initiation process. Okay, and it also has to do with our ancestors. So one of the things this is saying is whatever you're going through and whatever's happening, your ancestors are with you and they're helping you. So that's the raven. Very, very, very sacred bird. We have a lot of them in Sedona and I love them. They're just amazing. So raven, that's our card. Now, the card from this Druid Craft Tarot deck. This one's the one I do my daily card pulls online with. And let's see what we have to say, they have to say. Wow, auspicious really. The Magician, okay? So this is a very interesting card because the Magician has to do with that inner wisdom I was talking about, but part of it is that the Magician already realizes, you know, he's inspired to do the right thing. He's full of power. He has a lot of purpose in his life. He knows how to make his dreams come to reality. And he receives inspirations constantly. So the inner is coming through into the outer world. And that's sort of a lot of what we're talking about with this new moon. So that's actually really cool. So here he is. Willpower, power, you know, purpose, all of that is right in this card, and that's right in alignment with the Virgo, sun and moon, the new moon. So now, this Whispering Woods deck, the message from the trees. This is actually in alignment with the Magician too, because trust is part of the Magician card. It's trust. Okay, the robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. So this is trust yourself, not on outside circumstances. That's basically the message. That's a great message. And it's a good thing to keep in mind, especially during this time with all the aspects going on and everything like that. Just do trust your own self, trust your own process, and don't depend on the outer world for your, you know, for whatever choices you make, okay? Now this Sedona code deck, this is the Sedona Spirit Wind deck right here. and beautiful pictures of all of the sacred spots in this beautiful sacred land of Sedona. And I always find it interesting what comes up. I think we had this recently, but it's the medicine wheel. This is actually a really great card, the medicine wheel. I alchemize perfect health and well-being. Now, if that's not in alignment with the Virgo energy of taking care of your healthiness and all of that kind of stuff, taking care of your body, that's actually part of Virgo energy. So this is really great. I alchemize perfect health and well-being. So the medicine wheel, there are some medicine wheels right here in Sedona that you can go and do ceremonies on, or you know, just stand in each of the 4 quarters and all of that kind of stuff, and basically get some healing of your own. And there are some people here that actually run, you know, medicine wheel ceremonies occasionally. So it's something to look into if you don't have a medicine wheel. It's the 4, you know, it's basically the 4 directions and the spaces in between. But it's really sacred and wonderful. So cool card to get. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is this light bearers deck. So this is the one, angel guidance cards, that the angels are here to help us to basically evolve and arise to higher levels of awakening. And they're very, very wonderful cards, beautiful messages. And we get, very insistently, Angel Baratiel. Angel Baratiel. Okay, and she says, "You are never alone. I am here. I am holding you up in times of difficulty, and I will remain with you as long as you need me." Again, you are never alone. I am here. I am holding you up in times of difficulty, and I will remain with you as long as you need me. So no matter what's going on in your life, whatever challenges you have or anything, remember that the angels, the spirits on the other side, they're holding us. They are keeping us safe. So go there, go within, go to the higher consciousness whenever you are in situations of challenge, okay? It really, really, really makes a difference. So I want you to take all of this into your heart. Remember it as a theme until the full moon, which is on September 7th. And in the meantime, if you would like to have a psychic reading, as I mentioned earlier, be sure to check out crystalmagicpsychiccenter.com, and you can schedule appointments with me. Or the other thing I really like to recommend is read about the other readers, because sometimes somebody else might resonate with you that you would rather go to, and that's totally fine. To me, whoever you need to get the message from is the one you should go to, and whoever you feel drawn to is that one that has the message for you. So do keep that in mind, and I want to wish you wonderful blessings of this new moon. And remember, you are always loved.